How's it going, YouTube? So, back for vlog 2 of ABOLC, just to give you all an idea of what's going on. If you haven't seen it yet, I will put a link in the end of this video for the first vlog. So, week 2, actually pretty fun. We did a lot of range stuff, qualified with M9s, M4s, 0 CCOs, a lot of cool stuff. So, this week has been just shoot stuff a lot. I have some pretty good memories so far of that, and one of the best quotes that I think will come out of this whole class has come from this week. So, yeah, interesting. Past that, and really wasn't too bad this week. We did take, I believe it was this week. You took the RPA. We did the Rangers physical assessment. That sucks. The 5 mile run is tough, especially when you're 6'1", 220 and you don't ever run. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just don't run. I like to lift, and OCS was about the only time that I ever ran to actually stay in shape. So I make sure I can pass my PT test. I make sure I can at least get 70% or higher on everything. I try to push for 80 most times, but I'm not an avid runner. I will be honest with you. So 40 minutes, 5 miles, that's hauling ass. Just going to tell you, it's moving. On that note, I did run it in 42:20, which not bad. I'll take it. It's got to shave a little bit by the end of the cycle. So you're wondering at max, what that is you will lift as much as you can do in deadlift, squat, and bench press. And that gives you a set number for when they call for 60%, 50%, 70%, whatever they want you to lift for your PT days where it's actual lifting. Not too bad. Let's see, one of the days we did a workout where when you get here, you'll learn kind of the layout of it, but there's a main road that runs next to the squadron buildings. So we did lunges, do 5 lunges, and then you do shoulder presses with either a 45-pound bar or a 45-pound weight, 35-pound weight, 25-pound weight, whatever you end up with. I ended up with the bar. Recommend, if you're going to do that, be careful. Don't grab the bar unless you're ready to have your butt whooped. So the reason I say that is when you hold the bar, if you're back, your shoulders are engaged the whole time. So it's just straight across your shoulders. And there's really no break. I also made the mistake of doing behind the head shoulder presses. I paid for that one. Got a good workout, but I paid for that one. So if you're going to do it, make sure to bring the bar up, do front shoulder presses, keep it on the front, and not try to engage just your shoulders 100% of the time. Or if you need a break, you can carry it in the bends of your arms. That was another thing I tried. It helped a little bit. Then, like I say, we went to the M9 range. If you've never shot a pistol, don't be scared. It's not that hard. I've shot a pistol quite a bit, but I've never shot an M9. I joke and always call it the boat anchor because I feel that's about what it's useful for, as being a boat anchor. I personally am a Glock fan. I own a couple, and that's just what I prefer to shoot. Now, military chose Beretta. They now have switched to the SIG Sauer P320. Curious to shoot one of those whenever I get the chance. Probably be a while, but that's what I'm looking forward to. So, did qualify expert. I shot a 28 out of 30, which is good. As far as OML, I don't think it matters any on points. Now, the M4. So, qualify with M4. You're going to do an iron sights qualification, which you're going to zero with your iron sights. Then you're going to go to the range that day and you're going to qualify with your M4. We kind of had a snafu with ours, so we all zeroed. Everybody was zeroed. Great. When we got to the qualification range, everybody was shooting over the targets. Now, come to find out, there were a few factors in this, and probably the biggest one was when we set up the post that we have our zero range target set on, the posts were too close. By like a couple of meters too close, I think, if I was told correctly. So if you're a couple of meters too close, it's going to throw your 300 meter zero way off. by like 1.5 feet, close to. Now, if you've shot on a pop-up range a lot, you'll understand that certain targets you have to aim lower. Well, we were having to aim at like the bottom of the berm. Once the issue was addressed, we got a lot more people to qualify. Now, I will say it's not that big a deal if you don't qualify with the iron sights. I would push to do it just to take a little weight off your shoulders, because the next day we zeroed our CCOs. It's a red dot sight that you will use for your next qualification. So we did that, and we got to do some like full auto fire, which was cool. And probably one of the greatest comments of all that I've heard in any school was, you can change your selector from safe to freedom. Hilarious, especially in the point when you've got 57, 58 people about to fire full auto all the way across. I wish I had the video to put in here, but it was awesome. I'll admit it, like, it was awesome. Now, I will say, I took a video or two. I've got one that I'll cut in here that you can see. It's just a slow-mo video of me firing full auto from kneeling. Kind of neat to see. Hope you enjoy it. Nothing too crazy. Like, you can have some fun with it once you've zeroed, and that's what we did. So I definitely recommend that once you're out there. Let's see. Yeah, not a whole lot. It was St. Patty's Day this weekend, so went out and had some fun. Definitely recommend going out with your classmates. You know, get to know everybody. That's another big thing, is you want to be comfortable with the people you're going through class with. And it's definitely make friends with everybody. I mean, I know everybody's like a social butterfly, which is fine, but you do want to try to be as social as you can. Also, this week, like I said, was very laid back as far as classroom stuff. There wasn't a whole lot that we did. Now, also, you can go ahead of the class and kind of study like the vehicle identification and stuff like that. So get a heads up on what's coming up on later in the class. And last thing, which we did earlier in the week, I just forgot to mention earlier, is we did I forgot what it's called. It's a test that we had to do so that you're able to be an armor. It's a test where you have to pull like a 65-pound duffel bag out, like simulating pulling the body out of a turret. It's like a 65-pound duffel bag you pull out of like a piece of plywood they've cut a circle in. You're going to load ammunition into like a makeshift tank. You're going to move ammunition or like dummy rounds that weigh the same as a normal round from one place to the next, and you got to do it in a certain amount of time. Nothing too strenuous, but you do need to pass. And then you do a body drag. They're going to put a body on a litter, and you got to drag it so far in a certain amount of time. And then they're also going to do a grenade throw. Now, a grenade throw gets a lot of people. If you have never played a sport, baseball, anything like that, football, something where you have to throw an object, a ball, whatever, a rock, I don't care. Start practicing, because a lot of people can't throw something 35 meters. Now, I say 35 just to give you a little leeway. 30 is what they call for. Now, it does include rolling, so if it hits and it rolls past 30, you're okay. But definitely practice that. So I played baseball before, so that wasn't too big a deal, but there are some people that needed to work on it. We'll get them there. That's not the problem. Let's just be proactive and get yourself ready for it. So other than that, guys, not a whole lot to cover today. Like I said, don't know really what we got going on this week. I know we got the range tomorrow. We're actually going to qualify with our CCOs. So kind of curious to see where that is. Yeah. Now, like I said, the M4 does matter for OML points, so it's best if you can qualify expert, and with a CCO, that is a very highly likely outcome. As long as you're zeroed in and you can just keep yourself steady, especially on the kneeling and stuff like that, you should get an expert. But other than that, guys, this one's dragged out to almost 10 minutes now, so I had to drag it out so long, y'all, but I'm going to put the link to the first video right here. And please subscribe, like, comment. If you got any questions, I will try to find out any other little information as far as like the name of the test that we took, as far as staying in armor and all the little things that I can't remember off the top of my head because I just do these videos off the fly. But appreciate you watching, guys, and you have a good night.